eating kimchi crew. Uh, I watched the whole stream. It was pretty wild. I got to watch it. I was in the chat the whole time. We were fucking blowing up. What you about to say,
I
Lord?
Say that again.
As I say, I watched. Obviously, I streamed the whole fucking thing. I was honestly really shocked that it went the way it did in favor of the Lords. Like, no diss to the Lords there, but I just felt like Kimchi Crew had everything going in their favor. I'm not gonna throw any shade to anybody on why I feel like one team lost or another team won, but I think Kimchi Crew shot themselves in the foot. That's how I'll put it.
I'd have to agree.
Why do you think that?
I mean, I had high expectations for Kimchi Crew, honestly. I know Lords had Brandon, who is mechanically gifted, but I thought that overall Kimchi Crew had the better team.
Honestly.
Oh, easily. I completely agree.
Panda, queue up.
So why do you think kimchi crew like threw it, or however you want to word it?
Shot themselves in the foot. I wouldn't say through it. When I say like they shot themselves in the foot, I think that like they made some mistakes personally. I don't want to get into highlight because, like I said, I don't want to flame anybody specifically, but they made some bad management mistakes, and I think that's ultimately what cost them the game.
Hey, can I
That's
say
interesting.
something real quick?
Good thing that goes
Yeah,
on
yeah,
here
go
for
for it.
this.
I'm pretty sure that the broadcast is not up right now.
I think it is.
Are you sure?
It is.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh,
My
okay,
audio
just
is
went live.
included.
My
Huh?
Yeah, it just went live. My friend said it crashed beforehand, so I was just letting you all know.
Big sad.
I think it's
Everything.
still up on my end. Yeah, I was beyond. Oh, you know what it is? Not Upbeat Bay. You know what it is?
They're probably from Wales.
When I swap between games, Upbeat Bow. By the way, I got it right. Upbeat Bow. When I swap between games, it like resets the stream picture.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that was it. So it looks like it crashed.
Yeah, we
but-
swapped off
Yeah, 'cause I
Naruto
swapped over
real
to
bad.
Stellaris. Yeah, because that man can't handle me.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't need to get spanked on stream. It's on NSFW stream. So, at the end of the day,
I'm on Stellaris now, though, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna play Stellaris. I don't have the account set up. It won't let me. I ain't play on my other account. Nah, but with the Lords winning, I think that was pretty interesting. And then with Ronska leaving Kimchi Crew after taking the L from fucking the Lords, going into captaining the Lords next season, I thought that was pretty. I thought that was wild.
Pretty garbo. Hurts that man's legacy, in my opinion. That's some KD type shit. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Lose to Golden State, then go join Golden State. Yeah, look at me, man. 1-3. No.
That's a bit of a reach
I
of
don't
a
know,
comparison there.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if they're gonna be the Golden State of the league, but that's just a vibe I get, man. Like, how you gonna get beat by a team and then immediately gonna be like, yo, sign me up. You got me. Like this, I don't know, 3 straight finals appearances, doing it himself. I guess I feel a little bit though, like, you know, having the super team around him a little bit. Although I think Kimchi Crew kind of did that for them, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's
I
gonna
hope
be.
Monska saw that too.
I'm assuming he's gonna have full control over his roster. Not that he didn't when he was with RGB, but you know, now he's gonna be the captain. That's not how it was on Kimchi Crew, you know.
Yeah, it was David, I believe, that was captaining and scheduling everything. So we'll see if things change. And Ronska's not, what do you call it? He's not. He's. I don't even know what word I'm looking for. He is not new to captaining. That's the simplest way to put it. He is captain.
Is the word
He
experience?
has experience.
Ooh.
It's like so what you call like somebody who's new. He's not like green. You know what I'm saying?
He's got
Yeah.
background.
Experience is the other way to put it. I was going for like he's not new though.
He
specifically,
has
not like he's a
he has a track record of being a captain before.
Yeah, bingo bango bongo. You got it.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
There you go.
So,
This ain't his
what
first
about
rodeo.
these? What about all these new teams?
On that note.
On
yeah,
what
I
note?
say on that note. So we have Ronska going to Captain and Lords now. That was fairly new development. We have Alpha, who is left pressure to start his own team, which is Plague. We have Diepic, who's the former captain of the Lords when they won their title this season, now starting a new team, which is rumored to be the OG Lords, the original Lords roster when they went 9-1 in season 1, 2.
Including Kryptonite?
Season 2. That's the rumor. It says it's going to be Kryptonite, Liquid, Fluffy, Diepic, and maybe Panther. But
That
we'll
sounds
see how that
sexy.
actually plays out.
Construction complete.
That really sounds nice. Was that all the new teams though, or are you missing anybody?
Currently, that involved new captain or old captains or players becoming new captains. As far as any new teams go, that'll all be revealed sometime around free agency, so this upcoming Monday.
Yeah, and then that's just Rocket League stuff.
tomorrow.
What was that, Raya?
I thought free agency opened tomorrow.
No, it opens Monday.
Shit.
Check tomorrow, Monday.
Alex, you might be wrong.
I'm pretty sure I set it to the week after
I'm
the
kidding.
finals, and the finals are Sunday.
Yeah. No, I feel you. That's dope. So, I guess leaving from Rocket League, maybe not permanently, but still on the topic of the Lords, MX Double stepped down from captaining the Lords on the Smite side of things.
Yeah, before the season officially started, nonetheless, before a preseason game was even played, he ended up stepping down.
Yeah,
he handed
some
over
guy
the
named
reins
Slyberry
to
picked it up?
Slyberry. Yeah, and I wouldn't put it that simple. So in his situation, the Lords being a franchise team, when MX Double wanted to hand off the reins, it actually had to get approved by Chip the Pleb, who then interviewed Sly to see if Sly was going to be a good fit as their captain, and then he got the captain position.
I think it's pretty. It's really interesting how much I guess, for lack of a better word, shit that's happening before the actual season starts in Smite. You know what I mean?
It genuinely is. I've pointed out already. They've had more trades in their preseason than we have had in the entire history of the CGRL.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They being all of Smite.
All of Smite, yes.
Yeah. I'll be Bea. What do you have to say about
So,
that?
First of all, congratulations on pronouncing my name right the second time. I think that
oh, yeah,
a
you're
lot of
talking about
people. I think a lot of people are nervous about trying to win straight away instead of working on building things, and then they're trying to make frantic moves. And we've got a bunch of people that are friends with other people in the league and are trying to abuse situations to try and like do certain things. It's interesting because like you don't have. I don't know how Rocket League works, but I know it's 3v3. And so I assume in Rocket League, you've got like a defensive player and then 2 offensive players maybe or something like that. Am I
In
correct?
a sense, not really,
yeah. Yeah, it's more based around rotations than like purely like you're a
but
defensive
it's not
or
like-
offensive.
Yeah, so it's not like completely set and you can only do one thing. Like people can
Oh
kinda...
yeah, by no means.
Right. So in Smite, since you have lanes and roles, people are very set in doing like their one thing that they do, and so you've got
Yeah.
you have to form a team that not only has good chemistry but also has the like all of the roles filled, which is I know a big issue with Viztix's old team that Renown now runs is that they had multiple people wanting to play the same role, and so what happened was essentially the captain chose who wanted to play the role, and then the person that wanted to play the role that was benched then asked to be released and is now on my team. Shout out to Lucky Charms. But then we've also got we've got some people that are like I know you guys wanted to talk about Critical, but I know that like he's a jungler and he benched himself, and so his captain went out and got a replacement, but got a suspended player. So we'll see what happens.
They wanted a got a suspended player, huh?
Yeah, she picked up
Probably not the best call.
a suspended player who's he's good, but he's
That's
throwing a
suspended.
punishment. Yeah, and
So
then
I actually wanted to bring up. Oh, go on.
no, you go. That's all you. Alex.
Yeah, I see. So I actually wanted to bring up. Me and you had a conversation earlier about something that has genuinely just resonated with me. It's stuck in my mind. Where
I
you
was
brought
gonna-
up how you already know what we gotta go into.
Yeah.
You had Upbeat Bo specifically. I brought up in a conversation with me that the big difference that he could see possibly between Rocket League's community and Smite's community is that Rocket League could possibly be attracting more sports tier attitudes of sports players. I guess people are like I know Panda's a hockey player, for example. We actually have a few hockey players in the league. Versus Smite community bringing in more of your nerds, so to speak, your actual like true gamers. Not that Rocket League players aren't gamers, but like I could see it a little bit because I generally feel like we have a lot more sports players or sports followers in Rocket League as a whole than we do in Smite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
so
could be
that
a
means-
big difference in the community.
Yeah, it's not like, again, it's not everyone. I'm not putting people into categories, but from my knowledge of the two games, Rocket League tends to draw the people that you grew up playing like 2K and stuff like that are very sports heavy, so they understand the like idea of contracts and seasons and stuff like that a lot more than Smite, which draws the. Someone said it today in our chat, which I thought was funny, is that every console player in Smite used to be a COD kid.
Oh my goodness.
And like people who grew up on first-person shooters or third-person shooters, I played Halo when I was younger. People who grew up on those don't necessarily experience the idea of like contracts and things. Although I played sports up until I went to college. And my favorite game ever is NCAA football.
Yeah.
I mean,
might be
I
coming
could
back.
definitely see. Yeah, I've heard that news. I could definitely see actually a few different comparisons as well. Because if you look at just your general esports scene, a lot of teams that enter, you don't have to worry about a draft. Yeah, you pretty much just pick the best players you think are possible to win with, and you go win. As well, when you come into more traditional IRL sports leagues like the NFL or the NBA, you have to win with what you're dealt necessarily, not who you feel might be the best possible player. Because in that case, give me Calvin, give me this, that, and the third, and I'll make my super team. But you don't necessarily get to do that. And I think that's where some teams are also struggling is that it's not a traditional esports styled league.
Right. And you also get to like if you follow it's Worlds right now, so if you follow the esports league, you get to watch teams like Hype Unit SCL, which literally are just the 5 best players on console. Or like 2 weekends from now, you'll get to watch Pittsburgh Knights, which was a
Worlds.
super team, or Rival, which is like all of them are just super teams that they just formed with their friends, especially when they moved to LAN because it got rid of the European League. So it's literally just picking the 5 best players you can possibly find. And so that's what people are inundated with, and they think that that's what they need to be doing to succeed. Whereas it's a very
That's an
different...
interesting word.
Inundated?
Inundated, yeah, that's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah, what's that mean?
It means like surrounded with, and like that's what their experiences are. That's what they're getting.
We got that
right?
library
So,
shit on Thursday's thoughts.
Thursday, you mean a dictionary?
Thursdays.
Yeah.
So they feel the need to try and do that, and that's why all the drama hit, I guess, today and yesterday, is because people want to play with the people they want to play with, and the only way that they could find to do it is to cause a huge ruckus and try and force bench themselves to get off the teams they don't want to be on.
Yeah,
Which-
hasn't there been rumor of there being like a big, multiple players force benching themselves to try to join one team together?
There's
guess
been a
that's more
lot of
directed towards
rumors
you,
going
Alex.
around. Which, when it comes to stuff like rumors, we can only act off of like what we know, what evidence comes by our way. Some stuff may be reading in between the lines, but for the majority, like the reason the situation is difficult to handle is because it's a lot of people just talking essentially. So like, it's really hard to figure out how to handle situations when I don't know what the actual truth is. I don't know what the actual intentions are. So there's definitely some policies and some rules that we're looking into adjusting, changing, and updating, specifically going into season 2. I'm sure everybody's aware at this point if they're not, but Rocket League is actually under a trade and release lock, with the only trades and releases happening directly approved by me at this point in time.
Smite.
And that
You
is
said
just,
Rocket League.
or yeah, Smite. I'm so sorry, I said Rocket League. Smite, good call.
No, you're good.
Yeah, so ideally, like, we're just trying to lock everybody down for the moment. We've got way too many moving parts. It's creating a bad environment for a lot of people. We're trying to clean some of this up right now, get the season underway. It actually, like, kind of baffled me that we had so much roster turnover before a single game was played. Like, people didn't even, like, realistically had the time to scrim, and they were like, yo, I want off my team. And that just, like, when I went with the Rocket League, never been a problem. We've had players that wanted off their team for sure, but, like, it took, like even with I don't want to put out any names, but somebody from ICE, who maybe some players know, some players won't. Even with this specific player, he didn't like the team, he didn't want to be a part of the team, but he still played on the team for 2 or 3 weeks, I think, before he finally called it quits. And then we had another player who's actually in the party that wasn't too fond of being on a team that just sucked it up and played through it. Like, it is what it is. You're in a draft league. It happens. If you want to play, then you're going to get on a team that's going to let you play. If you don't want to play, then bench yourself. Hope for the best.
Yeah, and me being that player, like, I don't mind it being called out or named. Like, it's no matter what, like, if you want to actually be able to play, it doesn't matter where you go or what team you're put on, you still enjoy it. Like, if you want to play, then you have to actually put your effort in, even if it's not the team you want.
And especially with our system, too. It's not like you don't have, like, you were on ICE for, what, maybe a month? Actually, maybe probably a month and a half to 2 months. And now you're in free agency.
The last 3 games.
Oh, yeah, not even a month
playoffs.
then. Or just about a month, actually. But now, my point is, you're back in free agency, ready to go on a new team. Like, our seasons are fairly quickly, 3 seasons in a year. So, it's not like you're going to waste too much time on a team you don't like.
Yeah,
that's just... Oh, go on.
Yeah, I think another thing that happened, and why so many changes have been happening before the first game even, is because people have been, like, getting really excited, which is great, and then trying to schedule scrims, but then expecting to, like, do well on the, like, first or second time that they've ever played together. And there are a few teams in our league that are, like, more stacked than the others. They have better players on them, and so when you play those teams and neither of you have, like, teamwork solidified, then it's just going to be the highest ranked players are going to stomp, right?
Of course, yeah.
If y'all don't work together. So then there are these people that, like, they'll scrim. I mean, it's going to sound cocky, but they'll scrim my team and we'll beat them really badly. And then they'll ask to leave that team. Or they'll, like, scrim the Lords or something, who is another team that has a lot of very talented, like, straight up ranks talent, and then get disheartened at the fact that they're not immediately succeeding. Which is interesting. Oh, also, I told Eugene that I'd give him a shout out, so shout out Eugene for his 0-8 set mid.
Eugene.
Yeah, shout out Eugene.
Is that CDHM?
No, that's Godson.
Oh, Godson's Eugene?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what you've done now.
He went 0-8 on set middle in one of our scrims, and then got a quadra kill to win us the game.
Hey. Oh, is that game 1?
Willix.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, Danger.
I'm trying to think how to go about this. There was on a specific team on the Smite League, there was a specific player that was presumably AFK, and was they were trying to be. Their captain was trying to trade them off, and then you messaged them just today and got a response. It was Call Me Picasso, correct?
Yes.
How
I'm
did?
actually surprised you
What's
were
going on there?
fucking pulled that up. Okay. um, so I actually don't know the full details behind the scene, and I'm not gonna like dive too deep into
What's up, Justin?
teams like whatever teams have going on behind the scenes. I'll like keep that like personally between myself and the team. But he was active, and he was released from his team for a player that isn't currently active, I guess is the way to put it. And then the team was like, yeah, we don't have enough players to play. So I was just baffled. I was genuinely just baffled. Like, you released an active player for a non-active player and then complain that, I don't know. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm not going to get
There's
too
a
much
lot
into
of
the
drama
details
going on
behind
that
the
team
scene.
right now.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of drama on the Smite side of things to begin with. We're working on cleaning it up again.
Really?
As I said, it's a trial and error. It's what I preach with Rocket League from season 1 and up. Everything is trial and error. We will do stuff, figure out what works, figure out what doesn't, scrap what doesn't work, and add on to what does work. Boom, boom, boom. Bing, bang, or bongo.
Yeah, that's what she said. So,
Hey. Sorry.
Panda.
Yes, sir.
How's you guys had your name change finally, an official name change. It's not
Yes,
No
we
One
did.
Esports. It's not Danger Rangers or fucking Danger Knots, whatever. It's it's Office Party Esports now, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's pretty lit, right?
I like it.
How you feeling about it?
It's
Yeah.
honestly, it's we're Sky's having some fun.
He
with
doesn't
the
like
name.
it. He doesn't
Uh,
like
he-
it.
The team's
wants a new
having
name
fun
change.
with it. You know, everyone in the server is changing their name to like one department of.
Oh,
You
my
know, like,
goodness.
A
Oh
good
my
example
goodness.
from HR, and then I'm Panda
I'm,
from inventory.
Gorilla from security.
Yep,
Oh
Skrill
my
from
goodness.
security, Frank from IT. You know, just
Oh, you got a good office
having
going
fun
on
with
over there then.
Yo, can
Anyways,
I join your
over here,
sanitation
the-
department?
Over here in the OPE department, over here, Anna from inventory actually reported there was a very large, noticeable number of pens missing from the office. So I'm doing a little bit of investigating, trying to call in some key witnesses, seeing what I could collect over here in the data report, and then
yes.
I'll get
Corporate
back to you boys on that
espionage.
one.
Yeah,
So,
I want
that's
to
what it is.
That is real
apologize
quick,
for that.
sure.
I do wanna
Real quick,
apologize
guys,
for
I
that,
wanna
because
get
that was
into
Jake from
something.
State Farm.
So,
Oh,
I got a question for Panda here. You know, you guys are going into the rebuild, obviously.
Yes, we
so
are.
I don't want to put you in the hot seat, but I have to ask a hot seat question here. What was your how did you handle moving on from so many players on your roster?
While still being hot dog water.
Research complete.
Nah, don't disregard that last comment right there. Just how did you handle?
I mean, facts
or
are
I
facts.
guess that's maybe not the way to put it. So I'm looking for something that maybe could be seen as advice for other captains that might have to go through the same like process, where you dropped I think 4 players off of your roster, 3 players off of your roster. Essentially, like the majority of your roster got dropped. How did you handle that? Any advice for other captains that might have to go through that?
Well, first and foremost, those 4 players were amazing players. You know, they were good friends. They still are good friends, and you know, much respect to them. And all of them handled it very professionally, which was very cool. It wasn't really the easiest thing, and Skrill can probably back me up on that. Constantly, I'm telling Skrill, how do I do this, man? You know, this is the toughest
Yeah,
thing.
no.
I was messaging
He had
Aaron
some
like,
anxiety
dude, this is
over
so
it.
tough. I know we talked about change and what we could possibly do. How do we make our season better? So when it came down to it, you know, me and Aaron put them all in a Discord, and you know, we explained to them, hey, like, this is nothing to go against your skill as a Rocket League player or your skills, or, you know, or you as a person. This is just the kind of change that we need to do to step forward. You know, I told them I look forward to seeing you guys develop other people, expanding this league. Hopefully, you know, maybe one of them will take a leadership role somewhere within a new team. You never know. But overall, you know, had to make sure that they knew that they didn't do anything wrong. You know, this is just, you know,
Part of the business.
part of the business, and you know, they understood it. You know, they all took it well. You know, and you know, we all still play Rocket League together, and yeah, we'll see how the rebuild does. I can tell you we're gonna invest a little bit more in the
It's gonna
draft
be interesting.
this season. Definitely gonna be interesting.
You know, we live and learn. Not like putting anything against this person, but we did give up a first round for Panther. Looking back at it, probably wasn't the brightest idea, but we were looking, you know, for something, and I don't know. In the long run, it was kind of just a stupid decision on our part.
Yeah. But I mean, overall,
We
I
also
mean,
didn't know we were gonna be rebuilding like this though either. So at the time, it was the right choice, but.
we were
Mhm.
looking for that change, and we should have honestly waited until the end of the season for that change. But you know, obviously, I still got 2 seasons left on my contract. Hopefully, Skrilla resigns one more after this season. But I mean, we're learning from it. And as far as like development and everything, you know, we're ready to take a couple of people. I think Skrilla and I have played well enough with each other so that we can at least help the new prospects or whoever we take in grow.
Yeah. No,
So
that's actually really cool.
yeah.
Honestly,
so with
in my
this,
opinion, I'm getting a little sick of the super teams in the league too. So I look at this season maybe as like, you know, we pick up a couple good players and then maybe like 1 or 2 lower levels. Cause
well,
I mean-
I was actually going to get into that a little bit. So, I don't know
Yeah.
if you're aware, but we did have some recent adjustments to Cleety coins before the actual resign period started. And the value for GCs on a minimum is raised up to 25, meaning that no team now can afford more than 3 GCs at a time. Hopefully going to allow us to spread some more talent around the league so we don't have a Kimchi crew or a Jotaro, or not a Jotaro, a full Senders team budding anymore. So we'll kind of see how that plans out. The draft
it's
still
kind of like
allows
a
you,
way.
the draft still allows you to field a higher ranked roster because rookies don't, you know, go off of rank minimums, they go off of the round they were drafted in.
Mhm.
It's
Elric,
kinda like a way
GC
you
means
see
Grand Champ, by
man.
the way. We're referencing Rocket League right now. Somebody in the
Yeah.
chat asked what GC was.
It's kind of like a way you look at it. Like, you know, we're bringing in how many ever new prospects this season. A lot of them are lower ranks. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's good for them to play like higher ranks. You know, like the Lords are gonna be this season. Like, you know, like me and
It's good to learn
Panda,
the
like,
speed.
you know, all the C3s and GCs. It's good to learn all like how to play with higher level people. It makes you better, obviously, but at the same time, the league's about having fun. And I mean, if you're just stacking 6 GCs on a team and you got like 2 Diamond 2s and a C1 on another team, like you're not gonna be
you
having
expect to come
having
out of
fun.
it?
You're gonna be getting your ass kicked, you know, like.
Oh, I completely agree. And then on the other end of that, like you turn around, look at Neko and Neko leaving full Senders. I know one of the big things they were talking about was he was gonna leave regardless because he was tired of being on a team that consistently was 9-1, 9-1. Now it gets boring. Especially if you're here to play, like I personally, I want to compete. I want the best possible opponent to compete against. I'm not going to stack the odds in my favor. I'm going to try to fit in like with the crowd and beat them at their own level, so to speak. I'm not going to like, oh, look, I have 4 GCs. I beat a team of Diamond 3s. I'm so good. Which is another thing I wanted to get into. If we talk about which finals victory mattered the most.
You wanna queue up?
Season 1, you had Full Senders versus a much weakened version of RGB. Full Senders wins. Season 2, you have RGB versus Valeris. Not the top 2 teams in the league. And now, so Season 3
They're
with
both
Kimchi
3 and
Crew versus
7.
the Lords. I think the biggest win was this season's finals. I think there was the most competition involved overall. It was the 2 hardest. I think if you put Season 2 RGB in the finals versus Kimchi Crew or the Lords, they likely lose. If you put full Senders
I'd like
from
to
Season
disagree.
1, I mean maybe not. I'm just talking about from a pure like lineup right now.
If you put playoff RGB season 2 in that game, I think it'd be close.
that's
But
exactly-
if you put regular season RGB in that game, we'd get our ass kicked. Yeah.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about Season
but-
2, like that showed up and won the finals versus the Lords that just showed up and won the finals. Like,
I think we'd
I
have a
personally
shot.
feel like they had to play a harder opponent. You guys, no diss to you guys won the finals. You guys won a fucking finals. Like, there's not
We
taking
did
away
have
from
to
that at
go
all.
through full senders.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, you guys played Valeris in the finals.
Also, the
Did I just lose connect? Or did we
I don't
lose
know.
Skrilla?
Oh,
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
he
we
did.
lost Skrilla. Okay, we lost Skrilla. Okay.
he's
I'll
still
beat
here.
Bayo. I'll beat
I
Bo.
mean, we had to go through the Titan of the league to get to where
Just
at
comes-
that position,
just-
though, you know.
Comes back mid conversation.
Comes right back in hot.
Dude, my mic is like messed up. Like every 10 minutes or so, to like cut off, and I'm not talking, and I can't hear people. It's freaking weird.
Yeah.
All right, so
You know
over
what
into
else
the
is weird?
smite. Oh, go on.
I was just gonna say something dumb.
There it goes again.
Of course.
See? Can't hear shit now. I
Over-
can't hear anyone. Hello?
Oh my
Hello.
god. No.
Yo,
please.
I'll be low. I forgot
What's
to
up?
give you action. You captain a team, don't you, for Smite?
No,
my
no, no.
God.
I don't captain
Oh
a
my
team. I captain team.
Yeah, that's your team name. Team.
Team name is team.
Team.
It's a
Yeah.
high quality.
You got
team right
any? You already drafted your
High quality
players.
team?
Who's your star player?
All of us are
What
star
the fuck is
players.
that?
Yo, that's the answer I was looking for.
This
And
is
look,
the answer he wrote down in
the
his
real
notes.
star, real shout out is to I don't know how to pronounce his gamer tag, but our sub, I think it's Versta,
I Verste.
because Wheelix dropped him when I didn't want him to.
Oh my god. Yo,
Yeah.
nah. So he told me to drop a TSB. I didn't know that Buzzard was on the team, and most people don't know that I versed his TSB Adios. So like, I immediately just dropped the only TSB I saw, and he's like, "Wrong guy." I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm so fucking sorry."
Wrong
I was like, he goes into the community chat. He was like, "Did I just get dropped from team?" I was like, "No."
It's so funny.
So I gotta say, do you have any long-term goals within CleDG Smite League upbeat? Are you trying to win one title? Are you trying to get big prizes? You trying to win multi-titles? Like, and you know, the stat
I'm
track.
just
We're gonna have
trying
a
to-
Hall of Fame.
I'm trying to get a franchise tag into CleDG Smite League.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but we don't just hand those out. You wanna keep your goals. a
No,
little
no,
low.
no. I
No,
think you're missing.
no.
I think you're missing. He's talking about like a franchise tag, like on a player essentially. So, and a team could do this
I don't want
franchise
to run a
tag.
franchise. I just want to
Yeah.
lock a kid to make him play with me for a while.
Yeah, so
That's
essentially,
dope. Yeah, I feel
for
it.
those people that don't know what a franchise tag is, most people should know. So essentially, it locks a player in most cases on their position average or maximum, depending on what type of franchise tag it is specifically. And there's also a second tag, which I'm not sure off the top of my head what it's called, that you can put on somebody, and essentially somebody has to match that tag if they want to take the player from you. If not, the player would come back. They wouldn't get the opportunity to leave. Neither of those are going to be added into the league. Don't get any ideas about either of those. Maybe
All right, so what I'm
maybe in
hearing-
season 2.
hearing is
Maybe in
once we
season
get the
2.
franchise tag, I'm gonna toss that franchise tag on some people. No, my team is widely referred to in the league as one of the 2 stackers.
The stackers, the clappers.
The crackers. We've got 6 out of 6 people who were drafted. Well, we have
Yeah,
2
it's a
people
draft
that
league.
were
We all were
drafted.
drafted.
Yeah, I know. So
Yeah, no, sorry.
6 people.
Sorry, we were I have 2 people. I traded for Poyo Aros, who was
Oof.
what was he, like 2nd overall pick?
Yeah, he was the third. He was the third. He was the third.
No, because I was 3rd.
Wait, he was the 4th.
Yeah, all right,
Second
so I have
was
the
Monkey
3rd and
God.
4th. Okay, I have the 3rd and 4th overall pick on my team right now.
You know what they
Um,
say? Second place is just first last.
That's true.
No, I'm just-
I've got a 3rd and 4th overall first round picks, and then I found a diamond in the rough because
Mhm.
someone had mislabeled a Masters player as a Platinum player, and I recognized him from competitive play. And,
That's pretty cool.
So I drafted him.
Mhm.
But what I did with my draft in case y'all are wondering, is I picked I
In
picked
case y'all are wondering.
I picked a player that I'm friends with, that I know that I play well with, and then I drafted a really good player, and then I asked him who he plays well with, so that we would have at least 4 people that like mesh and get along, and then I just tried to draft chill people for the rest of the draft.
No, that's super smart. I fuck with it.
And right now the strat is, because Pollo has told me that he's not gonna re-sign already.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
You guys haven't even played a game.
No. He says he's never gonna re-sign a single season. He just wants to play around with different people and like help other
that's dope.
people get better. I respect him a lot. It's great. But
Yeah.
what I did was my sub, I traded for or Lucky, who I just picked up, is an ADC was a starter. So I have him on my sub with the promise that I'm going to re-sign him as our starting ADC next year. So
That's pretty cool. How old
so
are you?
essentially,
26.
Oh, true.
so essentially, you pick up Lucky. He kind of fills the sub/fill role this season, and then the whole incentive to him to stick around is he'll get that starting role season 2.
Yeah, man. And then he's on an outside comp team with 2 more of my players. So then they will have incentive to stay to play with their teammate.
They're friends. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna franchise tag Eugene.
Oh my god.
So we're all good. So we got
Franchise
5.
tag
I think
me.
we've got the plan is right now to try and win the league this year, clearly, but also play with 5 people who I'll be able to sign next year, so that I have a year under my belt playing with my roster.
That's good.
I like it. I
That's
dig it.
healthy.
And at the
That's
same
healthy.
time, tell them all to tank their ranked
Brings-
games so that they're cheaper.
Yeah, that is the OG strategy, huh?
That's what I'm doing
Yeah,
this
man.
season.
Yeah, I heard that's what Neko's doing.
Well, I am a diamond too.
Actually, I swear I just saw Neko hit GC. I could be wrong, but I swear I just saw Neko post his GC. Roar.
Slayer,
So
you know
big
I'm
ups to Neko.
actually a diamond too, right? Like
I
am
believe
right
it.
now.
Have you seen yourself play? I believe it.
Yeah. So I'm actually getting signed for 20K. That's it.
That's still more than your minimum. What?
Ooh, one more thing.
What?
It is?
Yeah,
One more
if
thing.
you're a diamond player, your minimum would literally be like 10.
Okay, then I'm getting signed for 10, 15, whatever.
Double me right now.
Team
That's
just
cute.
added a coach.
You guys got a coach now.
We got a coach.
Yeah?
His gamer tag is CDHM.
Yeah.
I only added him to team because between Pollo and himself, we now have the tallest team in real life.
Oh my
What does
goodness.
that even mean?
Like height.
Pollo's 6'6"
Yeah.
and Colin's 6'8", I think.
Okay.
So
Cool.
we now challenge everyone to a dunk off.
Oh.
For some
Yo,
cleat.
come see the Rocket League players, yo. They special.
Yo,
We're not even
I'm
tall.
just
We're
saying.
just short and chubby.
Oh my god. They just stack up on each other's back.
Stuck up on your butt.
Happy Halloween. Yo, it's been a good minute. I think we're past time to end the episode. Gotta
That we
hit
are.
40
We're
minutes.
actually might as well just go 3 more
Ray,
minutes.
you wanna
rather
say
than
something?
45.
Ray,
Hey, what?
say something. I command you.
Oh.
Oh, give me some insight.
I mean, I'm
Where are you
just-
going, Rhea?
Yeah.
As for where
Wherever
I'm
the yellow
going,
brick road takes them.
pretty much. Every team I can get traded to possible.
Oh my goodness, 1 season through every team.
Oh my
No,
God.
as for where I want to go or where I plan on going, it's a complete mystery.
Mhm.
Where I hope to go
Panda,
is
fuck you.
Preferably with a team that I can not only play well with, but also a team that I can learn from.
So
Wait,
one more
wait.
question.
I cut out. Where are you going?
Do you have any
I might cut
interest in playing with your brother?
I wouldn't mind it every now and then when I do play with him, like outside of the
It's
league.
beefy.
He and I will like pass and pop off. So I wouldn't mind being on a team with him for a season
Yeah,
just for a change.
I was gonna say, I know it's literally been asked like every season of you two since it was found that you two are brothers and both in the league. So you
Yeah.
definitely
Not
gotta
really
think there's gonna be
brothers.
you definitely gotta think there's gonna be some hype if they ever actually do team up together.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be a good idea, especially since you guys are both good, like in your own separate ways.
They're not really brothers.
They're not brothers.
No, they are.
No.
Don't let him fool you.
Panda, what are you thinking about?
Who the
As
fuck
far
we're gonna
as-
pick up?
Yeah.
It's gonna be 2 free agents and 2 draft picks.
Dude, get Chris and I.
Oh my goodness, Chris Knight. 1 second real quick, guys. So, alright, I'm going to hate asking this, but Farthead is in the chat. Who is Farthead? Because they're asking about who all retired this season. Anybody know who
That
Farthead
name
is
sounds
in my
really
chat?
familiar.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
Farthead.
it's... Is it I'm a Gamer? It's not I'm a Gamer.
That name
No, 'cause
sounds familiar.
His actual name is.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen a player in the league called Farthead.
I know... It's not Peanut, is it? No, it's not Peanut. Farthead. Is that...
Why don't you just ask them who they are?
I did. He said it's been
Hey,
a
Farthead,
while,
who are
guys.
Just be like, Farthead, who are you, dude?
Oh, is it Dio? Oh my goodness, is it Dio?
Is it who? Dio
Yo, it's
Brando or
Dio.
whatever?
Yeah,
It
yeah, I
is
think it might
Dio.
be Dio.
Hey,
As we all sit
what's
back
up,
and wait for a response
Dio?
in chat. It turns out it's not even Dio. Oh, it is Dio. He said yee. Yo, what's up, Dio? It has been a minute.
What's up, Dio?
Yeah,
What are you
I don't have
doing?
any actual response to him. I just wanted to say what's up. I was figuring. He was asking who all retired. Slim retired. Peanut retired. Lord retired.
And David.
No!
David retired.
Danny, you saw that?
I think that's
Mhm.
everyone. 5
I was
players, I
fucking
think.
had that.
Sorry. Yeah.
And I
It's
think
a
you
hard
know
knock
a
life.
few other players here and there, like I believe Astro Oceans, Hobbs V, I think might have retired. Yeah. So that answers that question. I don't have any more content unless you have more content. Danger Ranger area, 45 minutes in.
Yo, I got content for days. Just give me a sec. Come up with something. You know, improv is the
yeah, I'm
best
gonna-
form of comedy.
Pass on that idea actually.
All right,
So,
bye
I think that's
everybody. Bye.
all we
Skrill,
have for
bye,
Thursday's
Panda,
thoughts tonight.
Bye, Bo. Bye,
Let
Rhea.
me close out real
Goodbye.
quick, guys. So we do have a new streaming channel with Cleety TV. It's a Twitch channel as well, just like Cleety G, what we're streaming on right now. Cleety G is going to be specifically hosted by guests from our communities, whether it's Rocket League or Smite. Panda, I know, has recently hosted it. Ronska's hosted it. NECA hosted it for the finals. So Cleety TV is going to be all
So
about
did
the
Nick.
community, guys.
I'd like to host it at some point,
Um,
but not for Thursday's thoughts. Thursday's thoughts will
They
solely
got.
be on the
I heard they
TDG
got
channel.
some good casting for Cleety TV.
Yeah, oh yeah, so did I. Another note on that, guys. So when the time does come, when we have donations and subs set up for the channel, all subs and donations that go towards Cleety TV will go directly towards league prizes and awards for players. All subs and subscription that go towards Cleety G will go towards equipment and improving the overall quality of Cleety G.
Okay, Boomer.
Oh, oof, how dare you.
God.
Yo,
And
can we
that's-
talk about how the most recent episode of Boruto has him just going back in time to
No, we
hang out
can't.
with Kid Naruto?
No,
That's
we
lame.
can't. So, that's all I have for tonight, guys. Make sure you follow both of our channels, Cleety TV and Cleety G. Both are on Twitch. Give us a follow, a like, and a sub. We also have a Twitter link to Cleety G. You can give us a follow there as well. And if you're interested in joining the CGRL, You can hit me up on
Daddy, you got
Discord at
off?
whoisawillix. It is all linked onto our Twitch,
Hold
so
on.
just go and check there.
Fire child, fireball jutsu.